Hello, it's Petra here. This week has been a week in Prosperity Housing Group and Prosperity Housing Group franchise. Oh my God, this week we have been doing so many interviews. So we've been interviewing for registered managers for our franchisees, and we've had some excellent, completely excellent registered managers, and we have had some interviews that haven't been so fantastic. Now, the funny thing when you're interviewing is that, well, for me anyway, I always kind of know whether this person's going to be a good fit within the first kind of 10 minutes. And obviously I go by their experience, qualifications, all of that, but I also go by a vibe, and I also go by connection, and also their personal values, professionally and personally. And we have recruited 2 registered managers this week, which I'm really over the moon about. The interviews were so good, they were so knowledgeable, they gave scenarios, they gave examples, they just showed up, they showed up and they really wanted to impress us, which is exciting. And then we've had other interviews that wasn't so great. When you're interviewing someone that that isn't a good fit, sometimes you feel like you want to just cut the interview short, but we don't do that, because we also need to provide evidence that we're recruiting fairly. So we still have to ask them the questions and go through the motions of the interview, okay? Because we do need that for our HR, because when it comes to CQC, they are going to inspect all of this, okay? And something as well, right? So we interviewed one particular person, and although she said, Petra, I haven't interviewed very well, this interview didn't go really well or whatever, and it wasn't the best, but something, I could see her skill, and I could see her talent and her knowledge and her heart. And even though we didn't employ her for the registered manager's role, she is still going to be working within the franchise, and I am so excited because of her skill set. And this is the thing, you can't always go by, sometimes people, I've done lots of interviews, and some people can do them really well, and when you employ them, they can't execute on what they've said in the interview. But with her, there was just something about her that I just knew that she could do this. And then it's something very specific within the franchise, actually. And then when I called her and says, listen, based on your interview, I'm thinking that you'll be able to do this, and this. And she says, yes, that's my background. That's actually what I do. And I was like, wow. And I says, look, we need this within the franchise. Are you going to be happy to work with us? And she said, yes. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. So, us as Prosperity Housing Group franchise, we don't just help with CQC application, because that's just the start of it. We also help you with recruitment, getting service users, and making sure you are compliant, your health and safety checks, your risk assessments, your care plans, your payroll, your basic accounting. So we support you with every single aspect of your business. Why? Because we want you to succeed. We want you to be prosperous. We want you to live your best life right now in your business. And we want you to be our next success story. So if this is you, please download my free guide at www.phgfranchise.co.uk, and you can be our next success story, and we're going to help you with every single step of the way. Take care. Bye.